guys, it's Micah, and today I'll be telling you about the Tension instrument in Ableton Live. Tension is a synthesizer dedicated to the emulation of string instruments. The synthesizer is entirely based on physical modeling technology and uses no sampling or wavetables, but instead it produces sound by solving mathematical equations that model the different components in string instruments and how they interact. For instance, if you play a guitar, you might be strumming it with a plectrum, and the plectrum hitting the string makes a sound. But then the string also vibrates, and that will also produce a sound. The vibrating string will resonate in the body of your instrument, so with a guitar, that would be your wood, and if it's an electric guitar, you'd have your pickup, and after that, the sound will be dampened by something, so either by your palm hitting against the strings, or your plectrum again when you're strumming another chord, or even when your fingers go down on the strings to make another chord. And that would be your termination. So, in that example that I just said, the plectrum is the excitator. You can choose different excitators here. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that word. I don't like this word. I don't know how to say it. I googled it and some robot said, excitator. So that's how I'm saying it now. But please correct me if I'm wrong. The other options would be excitator, which sounds a little bit more hardcore, like I am the excitator. Anyway, okay, so you can choose hammer, bow. Bow would be, say, a violin bow being drawn across a string. And depending on what you choose on your excitator, you have different options. So for instance, in the bow, you've got the force, so the force at which the bow is applied to the string, the friction, how much friction there is on the string, whether it's flowing easily or if it's like gritty, velocity, how quickly the string is moving, and so forth. So often with these controls, if you just read the names and understand why they're there, for instance, these controls are here because I'm talking about the bow, and the bow is what's starting the sound of the string, then you can often visualize with these physically modeled instruments what it would be doing. So once you've got your excitator, you can move to your string, which is your vibrating body, and you can change the decay, how quickly it stops vibrating. Maybe a violinist is using vibrato. It's essentially an LFO over here, which I'll get to. And then you've got your body down here, which you can switch on with this triangle. No, it's not a triangle, it's a square. Ding, ding, ding. You can just change parameters for the body over there. Even choose whether it's piano, guitar, violin, or a generic one. The size of the body, extra small. And if it's an electric guitar that you're modeling, you might want to use this pickup. And then you've also got termination on the left, which is like I explained, how the sound is being terminated. This is different to your damper over here. The damper over here is more like on a piano where you've got hammers with felt at the end. And once you push a key, the hammer strikes the string and then hovers above the string until you let go of the piano key or until you let go of the sustain pedal. In which case the hammer with the felt goes down on the string again, and then the string stops vibrating because it's been dampened. So you can change your termination settings over here with your finger mass, your fret stiffness, and so forth, or you can change your damper settings over here. Now you don't need to change all of these. I can switch most of these off, but note that there will be no sound if you don't have any of those on. So you need the excitator at the very least. Ow, that was loud. Now we know what the bow sounds like, and I won't be using that. That's so intense. So sometimes if you are fiddling around and you don't have a sound, maybe you just need to activate one of these guys. And then we've also got a filter global section where you've got your filter, which filters the sound between your string and your body, just so you know that's kind of where the filter fits in. You've got your envelope and your LFO, and then some general settings over here like tuning, voicing, portamento, which is essentially a glide so that your note doesn't go da da, it goes da, or whatever. So yeah, if you've seen my other instrument tutorials, you will know that I'm not going through all the little knobs like I did with the audio effects. Instead, I'm giving myself 10 minutes to make a preset for you guys, which I'm giving to all my mailing list subscribers at the end of the series. And I will narrate my way through it so that hopefully you guys are keen and confident to make your own cool instruments at home, and most importantly, that it gives you an understanding of how to use tension. Right, so 10 minutes, let's go. Excitator. Shall we use the hammer? How heavy is the hammer? Kind of heavy. So this adjusts the stiffness of my hammer's surface area, so whether it's like a really sloppy hammer. I like something with a bit of a zing. Velocity, this adjusts the speed with which the excitator activates the string. So if it's a really quick one, or like a more lazy one. This is something that now I can use my velocity control over here and change so that my incoming MIDI velocity parameter will modulate this velocity. So I wonder if you can hear that difference. Maybe I must make it a bit more intense. There, wow, if that wasn't obvious enough, I don't know what will be. Let's make it a bit lower. A bit more. I also want the velocity to change the mass, so if I make the mass a bit lower, change my velocity modulation. Yeah, that's cool. I don't like the clipping, so I'm just going to actually turn the velocity down a bit, that's alright. And then damping adjusts how much of the excitator's impact force is absorbed back into the excitator itself. Excitator! Right, let's make a palm muted guitar. That seems to be where I'm heading at. So now let's go to the string. The decay I'll make a bit shorter because I want a shorter sound. Because it's palm muted. That's kind of rad. I really want to add a bit of reverb. There we go. This isn't reverb, but I'm basically making the sound more damp. Which is also something that you could kind of emulate with reverb by having a very small size, a very short reverb time, and just, I guess, like filtering the high end a bit. I mean, that already sounds like a guitar palm muted vibe to me. But yo, I raced through that. Let's make it a bit more interesting. Termination, fingers. To be honest, all I'm hearing is a pitch change. Right, so I'm going to keep it at 0%, but I'm going to add some velocity modulation so that if I hit harder, what the hell? You hear that? I don't know why the sound just did that weird thing. There must be an error. Oh, right. Okay, so error here is set at 50%, which means it's a 50% chance something weird's going to happen. Let's just decrease the risk, please. So the finger mass... That's so bizarre. What the hell? Guys, I'm not touching anything. That's really weird. I don't know what that was. Okay, finger stiffness. This is how kind of stiff your finger is against the string. Sorry, termination. I'm gonna terminate your face. So a little hint, if you are not using sections of your synthesizer, rather switch them off because sometimes they use CPU resources even though they're not being used. Sometimes that's not the case, like the oscillators and operator, if you're not using them, just having them on I think doesn't change anything. But it's just a good habit to switch things off, so... Damper! What could possibly damp the sound? Let's use our imagination. The palm could damp it, so my palm isn't very heavy. Okay, it makes a weird little effect there. Stiff, not that stiff. Position, I'm gonna have it like kind of far away. Doesn't make a huge difference. And technically this damping would adjust the stiffness of my damper mechanism. I'd want it kind of like fairly stiff because palm muting, like you're kind of pushing the strings down. So let's just leave it here. I don't know why that tune is in my head. Vibrato. See, the problem is here, the notes are too short, so you won't really hear vibrato unless I have like a really insane fast LFO. I've got some time, let's play around with that. Switch the LFO on. I just went to the filter section. Everything is off. LFO! Wakey wakey! Super fast rate. There you can hear it. It's like... It's very faint. I mean, this... Just for demonstration, I'm gonna increase my decay. Hopefully you can hear the LFO a little bit better now. I don't like it. Ugh. Okay. LFO, we don't need you. Yeah, so envelope. So this is your filter envelope. My hammer. It sounds like I'm doing the bouncing hammer. Something weird is in that noise. That's like a bouncing. It's the stiffness. Let's try a formant filter. I don't like that. Why would I want that? Nah, that's fine. Let's detune it a bit. It's weird. I really struggle when people play out of tune, but on synthesizers, I love detuning things. Weird. Priority. This has to do with if you have like a few voices and you're playing too many, which one gets played. I think I'm gonna just do one voice. There you are. Oh, that sounds terrible. Pitch bend. Yeah, it's fine. I could increase it. No, it's fine. Stretch will adjust the amount of stretch tuning. So, like on a piano, you've calculated the tuning. It's called equal temperament, but you can also make it that the higher you go, the sharper everything gets. That would be positive values, or you can make negative values so that the higher everything gets, the flatter everything gets. So let's just assume this is a crappy guitar where the frets are like not equally spaced, and the higher you go, everything goes flatter. I've got a crappy guitar like that. It was like 50 rand, so that's like less than £5, or $5 even. It's like £2. It's like $3. I've lost my train of thought, man. I would give this to you, but like, can you use this for anything? Can you use this for anything? I don't know what I was trying to do there. If I'm just gonna add some delay. There we go. That's my instrument. Tension with a ping pong delay. Boom! I don't know how long that took. Guys, I hope you guys learned something new. If you want to make this extra fancy, you go to instruments and you got to go to instrument rack. I'm just gonna put it in a new track and I'm going to call it impulse. No, why would I call it impulse? Tension. And I'm gonna go back to my tension guy over here, shift click both, Command C to copy, go back here, Command V to paste, delete my saturator, delete this reverb, and this is my instrument, your instrument to be if you're on my mailing list. So check out the description and subscribe there if you're interested. But what I'm going to do after this video is I'm going to map some controls to here. So for instance, my dry wet, I'm going to right click it and write map to kick. It was at 53%. And then I'm just going to call this dry wet. And now when everything's folded up, I can change the dry wet knob from this little like rectangle thing. So that's cool. It basically boxed in both my devices and allows me to create macro controls in front. And that is the tension instrument. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe and comment. And I will see you guys soon in the next one with more Ableton instruments. Yay! I'm gonna sign off before this gets really weird. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye!